WebDriver Manager. We integrated it with our framework, and at the same time, we added the Log4j2 as our logger, right? And then we were able to execute our test with test engine. Where's the test engine? Yeah. And then after this, I think that's basically all. So there's another thing I want us to look into today. Now that we have a logger that will assist us in debugging our code whenever we run it, there is another part called reporting that we have not yet added to this framework. So in order to make this robust enough, we already have resources. We have one with our data schema.json while we were working with rest assured. We created this. Every test framework must have what will I call it now? All of this reporting, data management, login, page object, test management or test, and then your pom.xml. Okay, those are the things that make up your framework. Okay, so we have all of this present except for the reporting aspect. So let's see what we can do with reporting. There is this extent report that people usually use, but it comes with you first of all downloading it, putting it in the what POM dependency. So every single thing we have used, we added them from the POM. Don't forget. This allows you to do what to manage your dependencies and your page object model. Sorry about that. Okay. So, looking at it, looking at this dependencies, there is one of the dependencies that we have used here that has not been used for so far. Well, we didn't just put things that we did not use. We put exactly what we needed, right? So it's not like a one size fit all where somebody will just send you one pom.xml and say, oh yeah, go and use. Oh my God, guys, let me mute this for a while. Give me 1 minute. Okay, like I said, it's not a one size fit all where somebody will just send you the pom.xml and tell you that okay, use this pom.xml and put it here, and you don't know what each of it is doing in your code, in your framework. So we had to add all of this when we actually needed them, right? Now, we are going to report, and there is a part of reporting. There is the plugin that we want to use. We call it Maven Surefire plugin. We can get that from the MVN repository, center repository, where we usually just get them, right? By now, you should be familiar with this. With this, we call it Maven Surefire. Maven. Yep, Maven Surefire. What exactly is this? Okay. So, the Maven Surefire login. Hmm. You don't have much use. Just pick the first one. So, I'm adding this as a plugin. Why is it showing as a dependency? Maven Surefire plugin. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I will just add it directly. Let's go back to what version is available. Du- 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 du. Let's see what version. 3.5.3. Okay, so we come here. These are dependencies, but I want to add a plugin here. So I will, let me see. I'll put the plugin somewhere. No, let me put it down. Okay, call this plugin. Okay, now plugins. Um, Group ID artifact, this and that. Oh, but where is this error coming from? Let me minimize this. I don't like it is blocking things here. Okay, element plugin is not closed. Okay, so we have our plugins. Plugins, what's here? Okay, let's put this within a build. Aha, okay. I knew something was wrong, so let's put it within a build and to have this. Um, okay, so we have our plugin Maven Surefire 3.0.0 M5. Where did I get that one from? 3.5 point. I'm not sure, but I'm going to leave it like that. Version 3 point. Okay, can remove this part. Okay, so we have the what? The Surefire report to we've added that in our Maven. Another thing to add is what will I call it now? Hmm? Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay, I think the first one we added, this is just plugin. I need something for reports. This is just plugin. Maybe I should just use this one. Maven Surefire plugin. Okay, that's what they have here too. Okay, let's say Maven Surefire reports. Reports. The type that will give us a format in HTML. Hmm. Okay. We end up in the same thing. Okay, who will just okay, yeah. This is a report plugin, right? What did we had? Aha, Surefire, can you see? So I'm going to make this. I will make this I will copy this as it is and replace it. Okay. Maybe Surefire report plugin. This is what I want. This one is going to help us to generate a report in HTML format. right? Now, another thing is there's something called allo reports. That one is more interactive. You can check that, you can look that up in your spare time. Allo, Allura. I think that's also on the Maven repository, the MVN repository. You can search that out if you want to use it. All right. So there is the extent report where you customize your HTML and then you have charts that will show you the summary of past tests, failed tests. Is this one not loading yet? Mm, I still have Okay, it says plugin Apache is not found. Mm, Okay, I will add it as a dependency then. It is not found. Okay, it quickly takes in that. Oh, now it takes in both. Okay, that's fine. All right, then in your test, okay, there's another one I said I wanted to add, the extent report. Let's check. I think I can also still add the extent report. Extent. Okay, so I'm trying to add this extent report because it's not just in HTML format like Alloy and the other one. It's also will give you chat summary and some customizable fonts. So, extent report. Why am I not getting anything here? Okay, because it's from somewhere else. Okay, extent report. I haven't stuck. Ah, but it's also still in Maven. How come I could not? I didn't get that. Okay, let's see. So we have this dependency. We add it to our POM again. You minimize. Okay. Now, for us to be able to use this, now that we have all of this in our um POM, we need to write configuration for them, write codes for them, for us to be able to do or to access them. So how do we make use of this report? Oh, wow. Let's see. Okay, this is done now. So I'm going to build this project in order to sync in these new dependencies. What's this one telling me? Lombok requires enable annotation. Okay. So you can in your test, we can do something. Let's look at one of the tests that we have written so far. Maybe in this one. Yeah. So we have so many tests on this page. So we can say in this test now, um, um, let's see, import. Mm, okay. Okay, so let's check online. I'm thinking something, but um, so we have the extent report configuration, the same way we did logger last week, where we wrote some configurations for it. It's the same way we are going to write an utility class for extent report. Okay, so once it is written like that, we will initialize it in our test. And with that, you can be sure to execute your test with this report. Okay, so let me see. La la la. Extent report configuration. Okay. So let's look at this first option. I hope they give me exactly what I want to see. Mm-hmm. Come the relevant codes. What exactly is this? Okay. Okay. So we can just generate it. Let's follow these steps here. Extent report equals to new extent report, right? And then we will have extent report test equals to report the stats test. So how do you do that? Come to one of the class here and one of the tests here and say extent extent report. Okay. Okay, extent report equals to new extent report. Then we have what? Extent report dot, let's say, start test. Update project. Cancel. Start. What is happening? Did I press something? I didn't press anything. Now, okay. So we have something called. You know what I will do? I will copy this. I know there's start test, there's end test. A start test says, okay, execute the precondition of the test case and execute the post condition. We have logger already and all of that. So, because we want the test to be reported that it has passed or failed, automatically, like we want it reported. Let me see. So I will do, I don't know where. Okay, yeah. Let's see. I follow this. This doesn't look like. Anyway, path to directory to store the result.html file. So I'm going to say, I'm going to look for a path I want here. Let's say I put it inside resources, right? So I will say resources, resources slash report. What's going on? My system is misbehaving. slash um extent extent I don't know HT. Okay, so I have something like this. Mm, So I have, let's see, dot, it says create test. Let's see if this works. Mm. This is the test here. Test source demo add to cart. Create it as the name of the test inside of the report, by the way. Not like it's creating a new test for us. It's not creating a new test for us. It's just giving it a name that it will be inside of the extents report. Let's look at this error here. Um, remove redundant arguments. Okay. Now, I've not used this test. Let's see how it is used here. I've not used this test object here. Okay, so we can say test.log the status, pass, or fail, or end test, something like that. So after it has executed, after it has run all of these tests, we can then say, of course, you remember we have our logger, so let me use logger first. And then logger will log inside your console. And someone's microphone is not muted. Please help us mute it. So we have a report dot. I don't know why this thing is not picking. Maybe it is because of the kind of um extent reporter that I used in my poem. But anyways, let's see how this work. Report dot, what options do we have here? Report dot, what method should we use? Should we say attach reporter? Attach reporter, what can we possibly put in here? Hmm? That does not fly. Let's look for another one. Mm, dot, should we say test runner output and put anything inside of it? Okay, then we can say test.log. Okay, so test.log, what do we want to log? Anything, com.aventstack, no. Is it because we did not import com.aventstack? Could that be why? Let's see. Is it not imported? Import com, yeah. So when doing this, what so test.log. Aha, can you see? So I can say pass directly, or I remove all of this here. Apparently, I can also use, let me see, instead of just status dot, I can get everything. Extend reports. Okay. Um, then we can come here and say, let me see if there's any other thing I can use. I can say test dot. Now I should have more options. Yes, I have dot log now. Dot pass. Dot fail. dot get status dot. We can just try to use all of this to be sure to know what to test run this, right? The other time I wanted to use report, I didn't get more options. Let's see if wait. Now I think create test, flush, get status, remove test, get report subject. Okay, get reports, get stats. Get stats is like you want to get the statistics of the ones that pass or fail or something like that. But let's see. I will use. I've done system information, right? No, I've not done that. So I will say system information. How about it takes in string? I don't. Okay, let's get started. Okay, now we will test this. We will test this and see how it works. By the way, before we test, let's see how this is used to generate the extent report. Okay, so we have something like report equals to new this that we've done, and this equals to report dot. Okay, is that all? Okay, that's all, but that's not the only thing I want. Let's check. Okay, this one is extent report itself. So the extent report library. Hmm, okay, so this is how it will look like when we generate the report. Borders. Java. Getting started. Configuration. Yeah, I was talking about the configuration the other time. I was. Yeah. Okay, so we have an example here. Okay, so this is exactly how we have done it too. As far as I know, I think this will be fine. So let's execute this test and see. This particular one, I will run it alone, and then we will try it for maybe other test on this page, and then execute it with our test engine and see how this goes. All right. Do you see how our logger is working inside of this console? Yes, the logger is working. Not only is the logger working, I think after this. Okay, so this test passed. Starting configuration SML location, blah blah blah. Now we have more details on this test. Starting configuration, blah blah blah. Suit XML, we have it there. Test engine. Okay, so many things now in our console. Mm, what other thing? Let's see. Mm, okay, okay. Yeah, this is the part I wanted to see. Uh, Exporting WebDriver Gecko. Uh-huh. Button clicked. Price of backpack is okay. Browser closed successfully. Okay. We logged all of this here. And then stopping the configuration. And then we have good. That stopped. Now, that is not the only thing. We need to check if this was generated, if the report was generated. Because as far as I know, we used an extent report just now, right? And uh, da, 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 mm, I don't think it was generated. Just to be sure. Just to be sure. Mm, Maybe there's something that we have not done. Okay, I think we need to put a location there. Okay, let's go back to this. We wrote extend report equals to what? New extend report this is the instantiation. And then we said the extent. Okay, extend. Oh. This is not what is going to help us to get the URL. So in order to get the URL, we will have to use something else. Yeah, HTML reporter. That is it. That exactly is what we should use. Okay. Let's see how this works. Mm, mm. Extend HTML reporter. Why is it giving error? Add Maven dependency. Is it not in our Maven dependency already? HTML reporter. Okay, I guess the one we added is not important. Okay. Okay. Mm. Okay, so what do we have now? Okay, now this is clear. Is this still having error? Cannot resolve add runner output. I'll come back to you. Okay, so I have the HTML reporter. This I can just it will generate the report into this part in the what? In the home directory. I mean the root directory. It should be in the root directory. Okay, that's fine. I can do this too. All right. Now, what is this report saying? Report dot what? Um, remove test, set test runner output. Let me use this. Okay. Will we execute this again and see if our reporter gets what will I call it now? If the test gets reported in the extent HTML reporter. Right. So before I do that, I'll click on build. Mm-mm. Okay, that's fine. Now let's run this. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, nice. So where did we ask it? It should be in the root directory, right? Mm. Okay, so I hope. Okay, so obviously we had issues with the plugins. So I've tried to compile it over and then it's working now. Another thing to note is we did not have this reporting part aspect. So I've added it and I've also added some configurations here. So basically we have the POM working well now, right? Now the issue we had with executing the report is not only just with the POM, right? When we executed it the other time, obviously, the logger saw it. We saw it in the console. It was exporting something that looks like. Let me show you because I have controls. So it's exporting. Let me remove this. If I remove this, I will show you what exactly it is exporting. So I will execute just this test without the extend.flush. So obviously we didn't have extend.flush. This extend.flush will tell the extend reporter to do what? To generate the report in the right directory that we have attached. So we did not put that, and that was one of the issues apart from the plugin that was broken, right? The reporting plugin. So look at it here. Instead of generating, it is giving com.event report. Did it get here? Yes, it did get here, right? Extend. If you search for extend report, that's what we could have done earlier to be sure if it got here. It got here, right? But the problem is it's not generating the report, right? So I researched and I discovered that if this is not in your test, then it will not generate it. So obviously now I have added this flush and there is nothing here. Can you see it is everything we had earlier that is still here. So I put extend of flush and also it should it should print to console if it is passed or failed. Of course, I actually added system.out because I wanted to know what is going on. I can actually just pass it directly, right? Test dot what pass, right? I can pass it directly. Now all of this will be in the report. Let me execute this test again. Okay. So I had to come back to after fixing the framework that was broken, or should I say the broken project. Okay, great. So this is executed now, as you can see. And if you look at your extent report.html, you will discover that something is inside of it now. Yeah. Now, let's see if we can open it. Mm, you can open it in a browser. You can open it in the Firefox browser. If you open in Firefox, this is what you have. Yeah, this is what you have. And then you can come here and you can see. Now, let's do this for all of our tests, right? Let's do this for all of our tests. Two event passed. I don't know. One test passed, two event passed, and all of that. So let's do that for all of our tests, especially for this particular source demo add to cart. I think we have about 4 on this page. So all I need to do is let me remove this. I don't really need it. All I need to do is to pass this. I think I already have this. Okay. So it's only the test extend of flush that I need to pass into all of the remaining tests. So I have extend.flush Extend the flush. Extend the flush. Oh, I even had extend the flush. Yeah, it was not working because I don't know. I will check this later. Yeah, because I did it after suit. So apparently, what a mistake. So we wasted time trying to just go through to troubleshoot and to debug. Okay, so I'm going to execute this directly from the test ng suite. Yeah. So this test ng suite, I've commented out every other thing. I want to execute all the tests inside the hard to cat this here. Okay, so let's execute this and see the report that we will have. Great. Okay, this one has been opened before now. So I will try to close it. Okay, nice. Nice, we have everything executed now. Guys, we have everything executed now. Passed, and so on. But we need to check our report and see what. So open, let me use Chrome this time around. Open inside Chrome, I have, can you see the test, the checkout, the continue shopping, the remove from cart, and the add to cart? So we have the 4 tests here. And if you click on each of it, you see what we have passed into the test. Remove from cart started, test passed. Check out this, your information. Okay, so this is all we have here, guys. And then if you click on the start icon, you have 4 tests passed, 0 failed, and every other information, right? So this is what we have here. This is what we have here, guys. And you can do the same for all of our test suits. Remember that inside the test suite, we have other tests. So inside the source demo login, for example, for the test here, you can decide to add what the report. Well, we didn't add logger and report here, but you can also add it on your end. So yeah, guys, this is the end of this class. Thank you all so much. I'm pushing this to the repo immediately. Git add all, git commit dash m extend reporter git push. Okay, now we have it updated. And with this, we have come to the end of not just this class, the end of this session. Thank you all so much for being patient with the training. All right, bye.